over her head to do that because I wanted to work with you more closely because I saw how close Zach and Vince and Morgan were getting. And I'm like, if that's going to rival heavy hitters, they're going to break the heavy hitters in half like that. Like, let's have a divorce. I know which family I'm going to join. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's sort of a situation where I was preparing for that. And I wish we'd had a conversation about me going up because listen, after you and I had a conversation the night before it happened, right? Sunday night. And Morgan was there. Yeah, so Morgan was there, then she left. We had a 5-minute conversation. I left, and I went to talk to Morgan downstairs, and I was like, I really feel like, I don't know why I feel this way. I feel like Mickey's considering putting me up. She goes, no, don't worry about it. Like, there's no way. Like, she's just thinking through things. She's just stressed, blah, blah, blah. Morgan and I had like a 30-minute conversation in the have not room. I went to bed, and then she went up to talk to you again for the next hour to push for me to go up. And I literally had because I was literally talking to Morgan, and I'm like, should I go talk to Mickey like the rest of the night? And she's like, no, you're fine. You should go to bed. And so I went to bed. Morgan was flying me there because, yeah, that was wild because I was like, and do you remember when I pulled you into the train room at one point of the week and I was like, are we okay? Because I felt a weird vibe from you this week. Like, was I onto something there or had you not like made up your mind yet? Or were you just stressed? Like, what's the tea with that?
I hadn't even made up my mind yet. I didn't even think you yet.
Yeah, okay.
In that moment, I was just stressed because like everybody, obviously with my HOH, everybody wanted Keanu out. And like I was like holding the whole house on my back, which was so annoying and so stressful. And then everyone had their opinion about who should have gone up instead. You know, it's like people were literally down my throat. And I feel like at that point in the game, that's when no one was really like playing yet. You know what I mean? Remember, everyone was trying to play very nice. Everybody was playing very chill. Like no one wanted to do anything too big, too major because people were very concerned about what that looked like. So a lot of people were trying to get other people to do their dirty work. And so what that means is a lot of people were in my ear about 1,000 little things. And so it was like every 5 seconds I was being called, asked this, that. It was stressful. It was stressful. Very stressful.
Yeah.
Well, I hadn't even thought about you yet.
Yeah. Well, HOH is stressful. Like I always knew that. I mean, I even told you that moment. I was like, are we okay? Or are you just like stressed because HOH is a lot? You have a lot of people telling you different things. I know Vince, I don't know if you saw it because you haven't seen the episode. Vince and Keanu, like, yes, I had a storage conversation with Keanu. Vince and Keanu were like keying to make sure they could kind of like spin that story to you in a particular way, which like I thought was very interesting watching that back. But watching things back, like let's get in the tea party of it all because you and Morgan kind of like had a little moment when you were like letting me like with you guys establishing that I was like, I don't want to say dead to you, but like in the game, dead to you. And that's the whole tea party of it all. That's the whole gay aspect of it all.
Final two. Oh my God. Yes. Okay, Jimmy, tell the world, literally gay ass was something that you made up that we would all say in the house.
It's not something I made up. It's something I said in the house. But yes, so I think for the people, I did say that in the house a few times. I think one of the main periods of time I said that was during the HOH takeover. When we were interviewing.
We just said it all the time.
I might have said it a few times in the house. I think it's kind. I love saying it. So like it's a fun thing to say. But so that did blow up with you and Morgan doing tea party and doing gay ass in the HOH room. So like what's your tea on that? Like listen, I've said this before. Did that look good? No, it did not. Do I think Mickey and Morgan are homophobic? I've said that a million times. I do not. Like obviously I've said this a million times. Everybody in this house, listen, I'm a gay motherfucker. Not a single person in that house made me feel bad for a second about being who I was. I've said this a million times. I would not have been friends with you guys if for even a second I thought that was the case about you. But I know that blew up. I know people want me to talk about that. So I want to know from your perspective, like, what was going on during the tea party convo with you and Morgan? Like, what was the vibe? Like, what was the situation from like y'all's like POV in that moment?
Honestly, I think we were just talking about you being the nom. And we said what we always said. I think in the house, I mean, you know this as well. In the house, we always said gay ass. That was the thing. You and Rachel, me, Ashley, that was like a little saying we said. So no, me saying that wasn't me. Oh, let me evict Jimmy because of his sexuality. That's insane.
Right. And I never thought that was how. Like, listen, I didn't think when you put me up on the block. Listen, when you put me up on the block, did I think you put me up because I was gay? Absolutely not. Not even for a second. I thought it was because I had a storage room conversation with Keanu and floated a fake alliance with him and Kelly.
Exactly. That is why you got put up. Exactly.
Like
it was. But honestly, I think one thing that people don't understand is like this is a game. But you know what? I get it too. Like a lot of people, like they're so in tuned to this show and just us as people in general. So I think sometimes people just need to find something, and that's okay. Like I'm okay with that, just because people have time. So you got to let them do what they do in their spare time. But me evicting me because you were gay is insane. Sorry.
Yeah. And I didn't think it did. I think for me, and this is like one of the things that, I mean, we've talked about on some other lives. I don't think I've ever actually answered it with you present, but the thing that did shock me the most leaving the house was seeing some of the things that you and Morgan did say behind my back, because I was like, and again, you'll see the episodes, you'll see what this is the case, but like, I was writing for you guys literally up until the morning conversation where you guys are getting ready and telling me effectively you're going to put me up. And I told you, I was trying to get you to say you were going to put me up so that you couldn't put me up. Like we've had that. We've had that conversation. And for the people watching, when Mickey did that, I knew that like in Big Brother 12 or 13, Brendan was talking to Brittany and told Brittany he was going to put her up. So production told Brendan he couldn't put Brittany up. I was trying to get Mickey to tell me she was putting me up so that production would tell her she couldn't put me up. Because when she brought me up there, like, guys, I was not naive to the fact that Mickey was bringing me up to talk to her 30 minutes before the veto ceremony because she just wanted to pat me on the back and scare me. Like, I knew she was, like, you don't tell somebody you're putting them up or thinking about putting them up if you're not going to put them up. Because then why would you tell them you're considering it, right? And so I kind of had a feeling. But, so that's why I was, like, trying to get you to tell me, like, I'm putting you up so that production would tell you couldn't put me up. That was me being a little sneaky, even though that really didn't work. But yeah, the biggest shock to me was seeing some of the things. Sorry, go ahead.
I think that furthers with them because I think some of them are confused by that. So basically, you are not allowed to say that you are going to put someone up on the block. Like, you can't say it. Like, you have to say that you're thinking about it, like you're leaning towards it, but you cannot say for sure if you're going to nominate someone. You're not allowed to say that.
So you are not allowed to look point blank. If I'm HOH, I'm not allowed to look at you and Mickey and say, Mickey, I am 100% putting you on the block.
Correct.
You just can't say that to somebody because that just, guys, it's a TV show at the end of the day. There has to be a will they, won't they sort of thing, right? And so you can't say you're putting somebody on the block, but you can say, I'm considering it. Or I think one of the things you told me in the bathroom that really stuck out to me, she's putting me on the block. You said, I wish I could tell you I'm putting you up. Or something like that is what you said. And I was like,
I don't remember.
You said something along those lines. And I was like, oh, you're putting me up. Like, you wouldn't be telling me this if you were just scaring me. And even in that moment, I'm sitting on that couch and you're giving your speech. And in the back of my head, I'm like, please say Catherine, please say Catherine, please say Catherine. Because I'm like, listen, if Mickey puts up Catherine, she has scared me to being her number one ally at this point. Like, she has like done her job. Like, in a way, guys, and I've said this, how iconic would it be if Mickey made me and everybody else think she was putting me up? And then she puts up Morgan for trying to maneuver this whole situation.
We talked about that. We were like, that would have been very iconic. If you and I would have been able to talk. So what I wish would happen, I think you said this actually, so don't let me take your thunder. Like, what you wish would have happened is that you and I would have been able to talk to my HOH that night before, because I think Morgan, Zach, and Vinny were staking out my room, obviously.
Yep.
If you and I would have been able to talk, so late, to have been able to talk through, like, hey, Jimmy, this is what I'm thinking. Tell me why you're doing all these things. This is what it's looking like. It's not looking good. It's looking like, obviously, you're okay with me being put up and being sent home based on these actions. And we were able to hash it out and determine that Morgan was the center of our little situation. That would have been extremely iconic for me to have put her up instead of you, of course. And that would have made such great TV, first of all. But then second of all, that would have been such a huge move.
Yeah, that would have been a huge move. And I think, like, at the end of the day, I've told you this. I think Morgan, and like, you can, I'm not going to say the words manipulated you, but like, that's, in a way, that's what it looks like. Like, Morgan manipulated you to put me up instead of.
For sure. And she did great with her game.
In a way that's good for her game. Yeah. In a way that's bad. Because, I always told you this. I always, like, multiple times throughout the game, and this is one of the things I was good at communicating. I always told you I would pick you over Morgan. Very consistently. Because I wanted you to know that. Because I don't know. I felt like you and I had a chemistry. I felt like I couldn't trust Morgan. You and I always saw Morgan going. In a way, I started doing that too. But I always said this, and this is like kind of the big circle we're getting back to, is like one of the things I was the most surprised about was seeing the way you and Morgan talked about me sometimes when I wasn't in the room, because I was literally always writing for you guys. So that was probably one of the more hurtful things just for me to see, like, is those sort of situations. Is it's always interesting, right? Seeing what people say behind you when you're not in the room, right? Or seeing what they say about you when you're not there, right? And as the people say, I love to talk in circles. So I think we like have questions we maybe need to get to. But,
who said that?
They be saying that. They always, because I do be talking in circles, but like that's one of the things that I was one of the most wow. Okay, so I've been drinking today, but one of the things I was most surprised about. One of the things I was most surprised about was seeing like you and Morgan talk shit. Specifically, there was one, you guys were talking shit about me in my HOH room, watching me on the HOH camera, which like in hindsight kind of gags. In the moment, I was very upset about that. When I left the plane, I was like on the plane and I was like so mad. I'm so mad at them. I think I've gotten a little over that, but like that was my. Anyway, we have questions. Nikki. Do you want to get into one of our questions?
Let's go. What is our first question? What is it? Biggest shock leaving the house?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I guess I answered that. What was your biggest shock leaving the house?
Honestly, okay, that has nothing to do with the game, but you know that what is his name? Michael Jamal Warner, the guy who played in the Cosby Show as Theo, he passed away, and that was a big shock for me.
Oh, okay. So,
but in the game related, honestly, for me, I think it was the freaking lemonade thing that was the biggest shock because I was like, that's so random. That was big, and it was so random.
Can I admit something? Because like I'm here to air everything out. I'm also here to take accountability.
Okay, come on.
When that blew up on TMZ, I fully was like, I know that's her HOH lemonade, and I could tweet like, "This is Mickey's HOH lemonade. This is not a big deal," and I just didn't because I was like, you know what, get her.
No, you're like, let me eat it. You know what's funny though? Like, it's funny. It's really funny. And like, I took a picture of it. Like, I have a screen. It's like on the back of my little phone on my screensaver because I think it's funny as well. But
I have it right here.
It's like, pull it up. Let me see.
Hold on.
But it's like, really?
That's something I will admit is I was watching the internet and you're in the house. So you're in the house. I'm like, it's fine. It's not like she's out here, but you're in the house and everyone's kind of dogging on you for it. And I'm like, get her, like nasty. I didn't say anything about it, but I'm like, I could give the information where it's like, it's not her lemonade or it's her HOH lemonade.
Oh my God. You know what's so funny though? Like, oh, okay. So listen, so you know, that was my second one.
Because somebody drank your first one, right?
Somebody drank my first lemonade. They drank my lemonade and they drank my apple juice. And so I asked production, I'm like, hey guys, like I have juice in here. It's like gone. And they're like, oh, like we don't know what happened to it. No one in the house knew what happened to it, of course.
Okay, I love when production goes, the production goes, I don't know what happened to it. I'm like, aren't you watching us all the time? Or
I'm saying, you don't have cameras? Like you guys could literally rewind and see who took the lemonade to their mouth. And so when they gave me that next one, I'm like, okay, F it. Like I'm hiding this one. And that's why I put it in that back fridge. Because, you know, we have that big fridge in the regular house and then that back fridge. So I hid it behind some cauliflower and some hot dogs. And I was like, no one's going to get this one. So that was a shock to me, honestly.
We had our little hiding spots. In that house. Mine was in the slop.
I remember I found yours.
Yeah. I found yours too. Like, and yeah, anyway. Yeah. I did because it was in the cabinet next to mine. We were stock neighbors.
Mine was behind the canned good items. Yes.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay. So what's in the front?
We talked about what we were most shocked at. I know I gave my answer, but I do have a picture to go with it because it was like specifically this moment where I was like, I was like, they're so happy I'm on the block right now. Like they're like, and I was like, and I ironed. Wait. For the record, I ironed the shirt you're wearing right there. Like because it was on the bed. Because when Morgan, do you remember Morgan called me up in 2 waves?
Yes.
Morgan, the first wave, I came up and I ironed this white shirt because it was on the bed next to the iron. Because I'm like, oh, they just want me to iron. And then Morgan was like, no, come back up here. And then that's when you were like in the bathroom telling me you were going to put me out. So anyway.
Okay, in my defense, in the moment, I had just realized or learned like all the little shady stuff that was going on. But ultimately, it's a game. So I should have.
Also, before next question, I was surprised at the reception to Riley. Wait, hold on. Live thinks I'm inactive. Hold on. They said we're going to end your live in 5 minutes if you don't make a puzzle. Okay, I made the puzzle. Okay, never mind. We're good. I was also surprised at Riley's reception. I'm not even going to lie.
Oh, okay. You know what? I still don't know all of what happened. I saw like little snippets. No. But what's funny to me, or not even funny, what's crazy to me is in the house, like, and I'm sure you can attest to this, like, Riley was like the house's favorite person. Like, you didn't want to make Riley mad. Like, you know, he was like the token person of the house. So to come outside and learn that America, like, you know, felt a way towards him was very shocking as well. I will agree with that. And I haven't looked at all of the stuff. So, I mean, maybe you can tell me some more that's going on. But it's shocking, to be honest.
It is. And I think, listen, you would have put the hero and hero villain if you had put Catherine up and Riley thrown the blockbuster and Riley had gone home. Like, you would have been, for America's eyes, you'd have been the queen bee because they hated it. They still do.
It's so crazy to know that. You know what I mean? Of course, we don't know anything in the house, but that's insane that he was the worst. Like, that's crazy, right?
I came out of the house and I think somebody in the hotel told me, they're like, yeah, Riley. I was like, who's the least popular? And I was expecting them to say me. And they're like, Riley. And I was like,
oh my gosh.
Literally,
yeah, I heard like he said like a lot of not nice things about me and stuff like that afterwards. Or even like, you know,
nice things about all of us, which is primarily why I don't talk to him. Yeah. Wait, did you see this edit? And if not, I'm going to show it to you live. and then we can get to our next question because I know we have like this whole list to get to. But it kind of eats. Hold on. It's actually like I watch it all the time, low-key, but you're memorialized in it. Okay. Okay.
Let me see. Oh.
So first off, it sounds like I died in that edit, but
There.
that wasn't me, Rachel edit. But no, it sounds like first off, it sounds like I died in that edit, but also it's like that moment was. Do you remember when we were in that scene when you put me up and Rachel stormed out of the ceremony?
Yes, you made her come back.
And they made her come back because they're like,
because she was crying. Oh.
She was, yeah. I remember that. I was like, oh, you know what? I'll be honest. That felt so good.
Yeah, like you know, Rachel loved you down. But you know something that I will never.
Well, I thought you loved me down, and then you put me up. So I was like, good to see the other person I thought loved me down be sad about me going up, and the other one put me up. Like
you definitely ate with that comment. You ate with that. Something I'm not looking forward to ever hearing again though is BBN News.
BBNN. Oh, Chipmates. Chipmates is on period. Wait, we have to get through these questions, or we're never gonna get through them because.
Okay, come on. Okay. We already talked about this one. Okay, would you play the game again?
Oh, 100% I would. I said this in my goodbye speech. I don't feel like I had enough. I don't feel like I did enough. I feel like I was setting listen, I played too hard too fast. I'm fully willing to acknowledge that. And as Rachel said, she goes, you need to stop being the cream cheese, which means you need to stop spreading things around the house. Because I did do that. I got bored and I would spread shit around the house. Like I did that. And I'm willing to admit to that. I played too hard too fast because I had to. Like Zach and I both won these powers. I had to pick people to play HOH. Zach got a buyout power, essentially a veto, right? And like, so first off, crazy. I would have loved to power Julie, just throwing that out there. But I felt like I had to play too hard too fast. And during Lauren's week is when I tried to start going into the background a little bit. And I wish I played a little differently. I feel like I had a lot more to show. I felt like my game was vindicated a little bit after I left, because I do feel like certain people I was protecting weren't as protected after I left. And I think, we see that in who went home, right? Who followed me home was a heavy hitter, and then Riley, and then Catherine, and then you, and then Rachel, and then Will. Like it's the demolishing of our side of the house started with me leaving. And so I think my gameplay was vindicated at least a little bit. Could I have communicated more? Absolutely. That was in a way, communication was my strength and my weakness. I over-communicated, but I under-communicated. And in a way, I think playing the game again I think I have more to show to the Big Brother universe, like about gameplay specifically. What about you? Would you come back? I think it'd be a gag if they brought us back for the same season and made us like finish our story on Big Brother, but.
Someone else said that the other day. Honestly, yes. I think same as you, like I think I played hard way too soon. And I think I was required to show, like the more strength, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. But I think, yes, I think I would come back and I would definitely try to be a little bit more mindful and go with my discernment a lot more. I think really trusting your gut is what really gets you through. And I'm gonna be honest, like maybe sticking to a very minimal group of people to stay loyal to instead of trying to please the masses. I think that was down to my downfall as well. So I think
that's one of the biggest things for me is like, I wish I had really leaned into my group of people. The thing is, I didn't see anybody this season leaning into a group of people. So I didn't feel like I could really do that.
Like consistently, every alliance kind of flopped and no one stayed loyal, which was very interesting to me because, my favorite season was the Cookout. Yeah. And obviously, with that being a season that I look back to a lot, I feel like those people, they stuck together to the very end. We didn't see that at all in our season. Like, no one played a loyal game.
And that was my goal with Heavy Hitters, was to do a very, like, top 6 Cookout style, sort of like, let's get each other to the end. And, like, honestly, replace Zach for Keanu, because love Zach, but he didn't win shit besides the first thing. And, like, if Zach had been replaced for Keanu and we had a line with Keanu, like, the Heavy Hitters would have won out the entire season. Morgan's won 3 vetoes, Keanu's won 3 vetoes. Rachel, you and me have all won HOHs. Keanu won an HOH. Vince won 3 HOHs. Like, the Heavy Hitters really could have ran this game. And I think, like, it was Morgan and I that take credit for building that group. And I think it was a great group. And I think we really could have written to the end. One of the things I wish is I played the middle less. And instead of doing damage control, I would just leaned into the fact that if telling Keanu win HOH, they're going to put me up whatever. Because they would have put me up anyway, right?
Even so, I don't think Keanu would have put you up. I definitely think for a fact if Keanu would have won HOH week 1 through 4, I would have gone up. I think Morgan would have gone up. And to be honest, I think it would have been Ashley as well. I don't think you would have touched his block. Based on like you all's situation, what it looked like, at least from my eyes, it didn't seem like he was looking for trying to put you up. He was trying to please Rachel, of course. And I think that he also wanted to please you.
Maybe. I mean, I'll be honest. One of the big things, and I love Ashley, and I've said this to you. I didn't really like Ashley until week 3, if I'm being honest. Mm-hmm. I just had an issue like getting adjusted athlete. I love Ashley down. Like, let's be clear. Like, Ashley's one of my favorite people leaving the show. Mm-hmm. In the house, and you know this, was Ashley my favorite person? No. There was a point where I viewed Will and Ashley as expendable. Like, I did. And I said this to you. I was like, listen, if Keanu's going to put up Will and Ashley and one of them goes home, that sucks. But at least the 3 of us are still here. And in the back of my mind, and Rachel was also the answer to that question. Maybe was that something I should have communicated? No. But, like, is that how I felt? Yes. And, like, unfortunately, Will went home now. I think I came to work much more closely with Will after a certain point because we actually just got to talk more. Because the reason I put Will up as my 5th nominee is we just didn't talk all that much. And I pretty much had alliances or soft agreements to work with everybody else in the house at that point. So it was like, and I even told him this, and he even agreed. But, you know, I wish I had put Will up. I stand behind putting Amy up because she told me she was gunning for me. I felt that vibe. I was like, fine. If my top 3 targets take themselves off the block, that's fine. I always think about how differently this would have worked if Keanu hadn't won that power. He would have false started on the veto. Adrian would have won the veto. I would have put Amy up, and Keanu would have gone home. I would have gone up during your HOH, I feel like, if that had happened. Because I don't feel like Morgan would have had the ammo to put me up. I feel like during your HOH, it probably would have been Vinny who ended up going up. I feel like it probably would have ended up being Vinny who went home. And I think from that point, I think I've said this to you, I think from that point, if Vinny had gone home and been separated from Morgan and Zach, I do think Zach would have followed in Ava's HOH. I think you and I would have been in a strong shot for Final 2.
I agree.
Or Final 3. At that point. Like,
that's why we're gonna have to do it again. Wait, you know what question I do have though? Like, so where did the Keanu? I don't even want to use the word hate because that's what the crazy people use. But where did the Keanu dislike come from? Because like nowhere.
This is where I've never disliked Keanu. I've always really liked him as a person. That's the issue, right? Okay. And he and I have the same level of dad jokes and a similar level of humor. The issue for me is that Vince, and I think Vince or Ava started this week 1. Because I thought I was running Vince's HOH. That really wasn't the case, but I felt that way at the time. Because in a way, I was like, I chose you to play HOH, so you have an HOH because of me. And I thought he owed me something because of that. I stand by that. And I found out Keanu was advocating for me to go up. And so because of that, I was like, well, if Keanu wants me to go up, then I'll put his ass up. And he was the one who started the whole he was the one who started the whole it's Jimmy and the girls versus everybody. And you know what? One of the things I was thinking about the other day is when they started that rumor, we should have come together, Jimmy and the girls minus Kelly. We should have come together and made an alliance. If they think we're working together, let's fucking work together. And that if that was the case, if we had done that week 1, I wouldn't have put up Amy. I would have put up Kelly, Keanu, Adrian. I probably would have put up Riley or Vince, if I'm being honest. Because if we had come together and we're like, they're talking shit, we would have all found out that we were all working with Vince in some way. We would have turned against him. I think that would have been interesting.
It's the fact that you took out Kelly.
Well, Kelly was never going to work with us to begin with. Wait.
No, that's so true. She was Keanu till the wheels fall off. Let's be honest.
That's 100% because Kelly was never working with the girls. So do you remember when I was always styling my HOH robe to go with the different outfits? Vicky, There was one moment that went viral. This is 4 a.m. Me and the HOH room playing with corsets and bras. And HOH, hold on. This is me wearing a corset and glove, like playing with different HOH looks for my nomination ceremony. That's at 4 a.m. Those are the things that the fans saw that we didn't get to see. But yeah, Mickey, I know we're running up on like a 15-minute hard stop for you. What are the other
questions that's down here? Because they're saying that we're not answering the real questions. What are the real questions?
What are the real questions, guys? We addressed our relationship. We addressed me talking shit. We addressed gay ass. We addressed Mickeying. We addressed Jimmying. Keanu for the win is not a question.
Mickey, how did you do your hair so it was shorter?
Oh, like the The knots?
Yeah, how did you do your hair so it was shorter in the house then extended it later? People, that's a good question. So I have locks. So basically, I do what's called lock styles. So I do something called a lock bob where you twist the little locks into like a little knot and it makes it shorter. That's all. And then you just take it down. You tie it with a rubber band. That's pretty much it. People
that's how I do my hair. I was like, all of a sudden, you know how to do your hair? Because I remember you said you didn't know how to do it in the house.
You know, I don't know how. Exactly. Jimmy, you greased my scalp down. Listen, the scalp greases, they were not the same once you left. Let's be honest.
Okay. I know you cheated on me with the scalp greasing, but like, was I the best one, at least?
You were. Hands down, you were. You did the best.
Okay.
Okay, here's one. It says, do you guys regret trusting Morgan?
Yes.
I agree with that as well. I do regret it, yes. I think I was trying to stay loyal, and I shouldn't have, and I do regret it. Yes. 1,000 times.
I wish Mickey and I had realized that Morgan and Zach and Vince are working together more in a more obvious way than we did, because we were aligned with them. So I think we might have been blind to that a little bit. But if we weren't aligned with them, we would have seen that was a problem. And I do think your HOH was an opportunity to remedy that. Honestly, in a way, we could have broken them up, sending Vince home, sending Zach home, I don't think you were ever going to send Zachary home at that point, but sending Vince home definitely was a realistic possibility. And I think if you and I had honed in on our week 1, week 2 conversation where we were like, we don't trust Morgan, that could have been a game-defining decision, honestly. Yep. I could have even put her up on my HOH if I didn't think I trusted her at that point.
How do you regret trusting Morgan? Mickey, you were the problem. You know what, Wes? You're right. I was a little bit of the problem, but that's what's called playing Big Brother. Sometimes you don't know what you're supposed to do until it's all over. But
you know what got me kind of with is when somebody was like, "Why do you like to lie so much?" And you go, "It's fun," and then you moved on to the next question.
It's like I don't know. I think there's some people that are built for reality TV and some people that are not. If you're someone that gets on a show and then literally cries about any and everything that people say about you, I don't think you're built to be on TV.
Well, it's even like, I said this at one point. It's like, yes, we go through shit. Yes, we talk shit. Yes, we go through our shit. At the end of the day, it's a reality TV show. Is it that deep? No. It's like, we even had this conversation with Ashley in the kitchen, you, me, and Ashley, where I was like, oh, we're all good at talking shit about each other in the diary rooms. And we're all like, yeah, we're good. And Ashley's like, I will never speak to you again. And I was like, I don't think she meant that, but like, I was like, that's crazy.
We'll see. Do you think... Wait, tell Mickey about the toothbrush. Oh, I think I already know about that. Do you think Rachel's the master?
Zach threw away his toothbrush and Morgan took it out and like has created a shrine to Zach, essentially.
Mickey curse. No, thank you. These are going so fast. Do you think... I'm not answering that one. Jealous about Morgan? No. Or Lauren? What else do you see, Jimmy?
Okay, so I think one of the things people are talking about a lot is what they coined the cheatmance. And I do think this is, let's like leave Vince's like counterpart out of this, but Morgan and Vince specifically. I think by the time I had left, I think it was pretty clear they were getting close. But I think after I left is where the mance really started mancing. And like, you know, they're waking each other up by caressing their arm and they're cuddling and they're trying to get each other into bed. And Zingbot is even coming for them. So Mickey, I guess for you, what did that look like after I'd left, before you had gone? Like, what did the cheatmance really look like? Was it blooming? Even in one of your exit interviews, you said you think they might get married.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I honestly, in the house, it looked like that they like each other. Like, I don't know, like, what the situation looks like outside the house. All I can speak on is what I saw in the house. The shower scene is what solidified it for me, and I'm like, wow, like, we've definitely taken things a little bit to a different level.
Okay, wait, the shower on week 8 was wild, right? Because they're in the shower, first off. We all know that crap in the shower.
And they both forget their towels.
How do you forget your towel at week 8?
Listen, you don't start your shower without finding your towel first. That's why I'm like, okay, cool. Things are a little different. And I think that's when it kind of solidified it for me. Like, okay, yeah, like maybe they do like each other. I'm not sure what they had going on, but it was a lot of, you could never do anything in the house without Morgan mentioning Vinny. It was like, you could be like, oh my gosh, I'm really craving a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And Morgan's like, oh, well, Vinny likes those. You know, like it's always something of that nature. So I do think there was...
I need to go to the bathroom. And she's like, well, Vince went to the bathroom earlier in the day.
Mm-hmm. Vince loves to pee.
And wait, have you seen this? I'm doing cameos dressed as Vince.
Did you buy that?
Yeah.
That's actually cute. Jimmy, that's a look. That kind of eats.
I kind of ate with the Vince cosplay, I fear.
No, I like how the mustache is gray, though.
I'm going to style the mustache, like, tomorrow before I film them all, but, like...
You could curl it a little.
Because, so do you remember when Morgan, Vince, and I were dressing up as Vince?
Yes.
So I because of that, I think I came home with like his olive green like shirt, because that's his shirt in that picture.
Are you serious?
His olive green t-shirt, because I wore it and I think I washed it, and then I think I went home. So I think I washed it, folded it, put it in my suitcase, and then I was like, wait, that's crazy, that's Vince's. But you know, I guess I'll ship it to him after the show. I'll send him a little sorry note for talking so much shit. But honestly, like I'll be honest with the whole Vince Morgan thing. I actually fault Vince a lot more than I fault Morgan, because one, Vince is the one in a relationship, number one. Number two, I don't know why in these situations we always fault the woman. It's not because like what? Like it's a situation, so it's Morgan's fault. I don't think that. I don't think it's Morgan's fault. Morgan's not the one in a relationship.
No,
does Morgan have culpability? Yeah, and like does Morgan have culpability a little bit? I mean, sure, because she knows Vince's in a relationship, but it's like 99-1. Like, and I see online Morgan getting a lot of hate, and people don't, for some reason, don't like when I stand up for Morgan, because obviously she's done some dumb shit, or obviously I've talked shit about her, but it's like you can like somebody and still be critical of them. Like, I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do I have issues with Morgan? Absolutely. Do I think she's doing everything the right way? No way. But do I think she's to blame for this cheat man situation? No. I think Vince is 99% to blame, because it's his relationship he's ruining. And like,
I agree with that for sure. I do agree though too. Also, like I agree that it is on him for sure. But one thing I don't do, like when a man is in a relationship or belongs to someone else, like I don't make myself accessible to them. I will say that. You know what I mean? Like I'm not
100% from Morgan. It's like you should know he's in a relationship and not do that thing. But it's also like everyone's relationship is different, right?
I agree.
So it's kind of up to Vince to be the arbiter of his relationship and be like, oh, you know, my girlfriend and I are open, or my girlfriend and I have talked about this, and like that's not really for Morgan.
That's fine.
No. Right. And so like because of that, it's like, is what they're doing inappropriate? Absolutely. Is it primarily Vince's fault? 100%. And that's why I primarily fault Vince for it. And I'm over here on the other side of my mouth being like, you know, have I said Morgan kind of gives pick-me behavior sometimes? Absolutely. Do I stand by that? Absolutely. Am I still rooting for Morgan to win? Absolutely. Like, humans are complex people. Am I rooting for Vince to win? No chance. Like, if Vince or Kelly wins, I will walk off stage. I'm not even kidding. Like, I will not be happy for them.
No, okay, I'm gonna say this though. If Kelly does win, I'm gonna be honest, it's impressive. It's impressive if she does win. Now, I'm not saying I'm rooting. I'm just saying if that girl does win, I will be shocked AF. I'm like, wow, like that, I mean, that's dope. Just because, like, let's be honest, like, we know what it's been like in the house for her. Like, for her to have made it this far. And has she won an HOH? No. So, no, let's say she doesn't win an HOH and she still makes some be impressed. I'm like, wow, girl.
I don't see a jury situation where Kelly wins.
I don't see it either, but I'm just saying if it were to happen, I'll be like, wow, that's amazing.
I do have this jury template where I've been playing with different like jury like votes. First off, I want to say one of the things that I think is the most funny situation, and this is what I'm hoping for.
What?
There's a chance where Vince, Morgan, and Lauren are final three.
Okay.
Vince wins final HOH and sends Morgan to jury because he thinks he can beat Lauren. But the jury votes for Lauren to win because Morgan would be the deciding vote and she would vote against him in that situation. And that would eat. And I don't really want Lauren to win, but like that would eat. I want Morgan to win. I want Morgan to sit next to anybody and win. Like, I'll be honest, that's just where I am right now. I don't think Keanu wins against anybody at this point except maybe Kelly. I think Vince loses next to most people except Kelly. And I think Morgan beats most people in final two. I think anybody's stupid to take Morgan at this point to final two. If I'm being honest. Because like
I agree with that.
Rachel's going to vote against Vince at all opportunity. And so whoever's next to Vince immediately gets Rachel's vote. You know what I'm saying? And,
of course. And if Ashley's not up there, I'm pretty sure her vote too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. 100%. Because Ashley, oh my gosh. And Ashley's playing a much smarter game than I gave her credit for in the house.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And you know what drives me nuts about Kelly? People go, Kelly's a comp piece, Kelly's a comp piece. Kelly's not a comp piece. Kelly's won the blockbuster, and she won a puzzle that was put together for her on the floor already. Because, listen, that's something we watched live. That puzzle was fucking put together in order. Like, I am so sick of that being a comp.
And the blockbuster either. That puzzle did look super easy. I wouldn't say that Kelly's a comp piece. Like, I'm not gonna say that. Now, is she good at winning a blockbuster when she needed the most? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And kudos to you for that, because that blockbusters are not easy. But what I say,
a blockbuster's not an HOH. A blockbuster's not a veto.
No, I agree. It's not the same. So I'm not gonna say that.
And so is Keanu a comp piece? Yes, he's won 2.5 vetoes. Is Morgan a comp piece? Yes, she's won 3 vetoes. Like, Mickey, you even won after because when I left, you hadn't won any comps. But by the time you left, you'd won 2 or 3 comps. So like, and you know what? Somebody even tweeted me, and like, I was trying so hard not to be shady, but they were like, Morgan has because Morgan won a veto this week. somebody was like, Morgan has eclipsed Jimmy in competition wins. And I'm like, why are you tweeting this? Because it took her till what, week 9 to do that? Like, I'm just saying, like, this is not a win here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I've always said that when you start winning comps, okay, there's 2 different scenarios. 1, you're holding out just to obviously stay, you know, very undetected in the game. And then 2, you're just not capable of winning anything until a lot of the bigger competitors leave the house because it makes it easier. So I'm not going to say which one I think it is, but I mean, people can put 2 plus 2 together.
That part, because we all strategically win comps. But I know we're getting on the last few minutes here. I hope I'm not tricking you with the Cowboy Carter merch of it all, because I know we talked about that a lot in the house.
I love Cowboy Carter. I'm lying. I haven't listened to it, but I love old school Beyonce. Like, you know, I'm still a fan of like Lemonade. Those are the albums that I rock with.
Lemonade is one of the best albums ever created. Like, that's just be so for real on that one. So I do think it was one of the funnier bits in the house, talking about like the Beyonce of it all the time. Oh, by the way, this is also one of my funny memes of like Walk Club that we had.
That is insane. Look at Ava. Oh my God.
I was eating on that one. But Mickey, so what is there anything that we need to address that we haven't addressed? Is there anything that?
No, I mean, Jimmy, I don't hate you. I don't think you hate me.
I hate you. I think you're a nasty, horrible person, and I'm never going to talk to you.
I've ever met in my entire life, personally. Yeah. But no, like, it's a game. Like, I'm honored to have played with you. It is what it is. Like, I mean, we did our best with what we had.
Agreed.
I'm not homophobic. That's insane. The gay ass thing. I saw someone else say something again. Like, guys, like, stop it. My best friend, Ray Holiday. Check the credentials.
Ray Holiday. I think I call him Ray.
By the way.
Huh?
I said you need to meet Ray, by the way, too.
I do need to meet Ray. But like, listen, I've said this before. Like, do I think Mickey's homophobic? Absolutely not. I've said this a million times. Would I be friends with somebody I thought was homophobic? No. Like, that's just point blank period. And like, I think, and I mean, you and Rachel were the 2 people I connected with the most in the house. Like, you and I were doing this the whole time in the house. Like, we were cutting up, we were having a good time.
That is the funniest thing ever, though. Like, that picture, when you sent that to me, I cried. That might be your new profile pic.
Well, do you know, your profile pic is the one where we're actually, I'm so sorry. This is currently your profile pic because I do think it's really funny.
Aww. It's kind of cute, but I just don't like how the person looks so muscular, because I don't even really have that much upper body strength.
I don't think it looks I mean, okay, first off, I think it's AI extended.
Okay, why were you mocking Jimmy, though? Well, Jimmy and I mocked each other a lot in that house. That was kind of just a thing that we did. And like, when you spend so much time with a person, you kind of pick up each other's mannerisms and say things that each other says. Like, Jimmy, do you know what 3 of them mugs is?
Okay, can I tell you, I was actually so pissed when I was on the stage, like, watching video messages. And then when that came up, I was like, Nikki, and even in Unlocked, I said I was rooting for you at that point. Because I was like,
3 of them mugs.
3 of them mugs is going to be 3 of them espresso martinis that we get when I come to Atlanta.
Period. No, and I have the perfect spot too, because they'll get you lit. We can't drive. We have to do it Uber.
This is my new favorite picture.
Okay, now I would use that one as our profile. Okay, send me that one too.
Yeah, because because you were gagged. So I think this is a good final question. You were really gagged when you went home over Ashley, right? Because you thought you had the votes to stay over Ashley.
I did. I was gagged. Like, and I think it was all over my face. Like, girl was gagged. But honestly, a lot of people were saying, like, oh my gosh, Mickey, like, you were so crazy to be hugging everybody when you walked out the house. I would have, like, been, you know, popping off at the mouth and saying all these mean things. I'm just like, y'all, listen, that would have done me no good. You know, like, what would that have done? Even you, like, you walked out classy. Like, what would that have done? So, yeah, I was gagged, but I gathered my things. I gathered my Bible, and I was like, hey, Julie, let's go. Let's pop in. So, yeah.
Well, Mickey, it's been good talking to you. I'm like glad we're able to just like hash it out. I know we'll probably have things to talk about at finale. I know we'll talk before finale, but Mickey, I appreciate having a dialogue. I think that's important to have, just like, you know, chatting and like aligning on certain things. And I know we'll talk more. I know we'll be in other lives together, but I enjoyed talking to you. I'm glad you're out of the house so that we can have these conversations, and I enjoyed playing with you. Like, you were one of my favorite people in that house, literally till the moment I got evicted, because we were just cutting up and keeking. We were sleeping on top of each other for like the first, you know.
No, let's be honest. Yes, we were like.
I was sleeping in your bed when I got evicted. The last bed I slept in was yours.
That is so true. No, like, we were literally too close for comfort. Like, I know what you're
talking about. You evicted me so you could have your bed back is what happened.
That's insane. Maybe because you were farting so much.
Only on stop. Only on stop. And I put you on stop, so we have our moments. But Mickey, I love you so much. Thank you for like the vibes. I'm glad we're able to just like get through things that, you know, TV things and create a new like, you know, situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and I'm gonna see you in a couple of weeks. We're gonna tell the world about
in Atlanta. We're gonna have 3 of them mugs.
Actually, let's do 4. We're gonna have 4 of them mugs.
Okay, we're gonna have 4 of them mugs. No need to drive.
Her.
All right.
All right, Jimmy.
Bye, Mickey.
Love you.
Love you.
Talk to you later.
After hours or what? Hey guys, anyway. Hold on, somebody emailed me. That's crazy. Okay, sorry, I was talking to Brand. That was just a bunch of rambling. I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm in a good place with Mickey, but it's also like, at the end of the day, what's the expected outcome? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm somebody who forgives but never forgets. You know what I mean? And I do love Mickey as a person. That's like where I was always conflicted with in this process. And Morgan, which is why I'm rooting for Morgan at this point. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I mean, yeah, some of you are right, but it's like, I don't know. Yes, I'm up, guys. Do we have any questions before I dip? Somebody wants me to. We'd love to start. Would you be open to collaborating on? That's crazy. Okay, guys, who starts an email by saying "Have a good day"? Okay. Maybe. I think Mickey's being real, guys, because Mickey did call me. Mickey did, and maybe this is something we didn't do on live, but Mickey did call me and have like a really long apology about things, and I think that's tea. And I also apologize for calling her a middle school mean girl and doing some other things. So it's like, at the end of the day, guys, it really is not that deep. Like, I've said it before. Like, if Mickey was homophobic, I would be friends with her. You know what I'm saying? I think some of y'all are right. We're rooting for, why are we rooting for Morgan? Because we're not rooting for fucking Kelly, that's why. I hope we all kiki more in the future. I'd like to get in a place where I kiki with Mickey. I want to feel vulnerable around Mickey. And I don't yet, but that's why I want to go to Atlanta. I want to see Mickey in Atlanta. I want to like drink with Mickey in Atlanta. I want to get her on live drunk in Atlanta. That's what I want. But guys, I'm going to log off because it's 10 o'clock on a Sunday and I love you guys and I'm tired. But I hope we talk more. I hope this is the start of a dialogue. I think especially in the world we live in, there's no reason to be calling Mickey homophobic when we have people actually coming to take our rights away. When we actually have a situation where we have people who are coming for our community and it's not really a place to make Mickey the center of that. So I love Mickey. I'm happy we had that conversation. I'm hoping that in the future, Mickey and I get to talk more, get to kiki more, and get to see each other in person, maybe even ahead of finale. But I still have things I'm going to say at finale to everybody, and I hope they're ready for that. But I love you guys. I hope we're going to talk soon, and thanks for joining the live, as always. Love you guys. Good night.